Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back today to do another live reading for you guys. I charged up my cell phone a little bit, so I did a little reading over on Instagram earlier today. So I'm good for a little while. I'm not sure how long my battery will last, but I'm going to see how long I can go for here. Yeah, thank you guys so much for being amazing fans and followers. Appreciate all this love and support. I have put a post in the community section that all help with my bills at this time is appreciated. I'm still recording and I don't have housing. So trying to figure out how to kind of get through this time. People have asked me, especially, people that in the community have asked me, why has it taken me so long? And I just responded by letting them know that I'm trying my best. I try my best every single day. And I don't entirely know. It's one of those really odd things. Sometimes I think it's one thing, sometimes I think it's another. If you want to think about it as fate, it could be fate. Who knows? I actually do believe that most likely it's just the painfulness of this process and what happened. And it's a very hard thing to kind of go through. So that's why. But anyways, all the links to donate and all that stuff is going to be below in the description box. If you don't see it, I'm going to try to put it in the comments for you guys. It's basically if you pick on another video, it's going to be under that video. All of the links should be below any video on my channel at this point. But yeah, thank you guys so much for being awesome. There have been some really kind people who have reached out to me, and yeah, I'm trying my best. So just kind of be patient, bear with me. And today's reading is going to be about couples. I wanted to actually do like an LGBTQ plus community reading, but that's not going to be today. If you do want, if that's something that you guys want to see, please let me know, and I will definitely focus on that. Today's reading is going to be pairs and couples, and see what I get. That's the focus. If other things come through, then it comes through. I actually think I'm really excited that these two cards popped out. Because to me, this is immediately, I was like, this is a fight about sex. Okay. That's what it's about. Or maybe a fight like after. It could even be a fight during. This is some kind of argument or something that you get into unexpectedly with someone about that topic. This is also competition. So let's just say, you're in a relationship. This would be you competing for attention within your circle. So there could be someone that your partner has an eye on, or there's somebody that has an eye on your partner, or your partner has somebody that they're sleeping with as well. So this is where it could get tricky a little bit, but this is unexpected as well, because the Tower is here. So to me, this is unexpected argument that comes about who you're sleeping with, if it's more than one person, if it's somebody outside of the relationship, all of that stuff. I kind of want to do this way. Yeah, we're going to go with this. Okay. I almost feel like there's so much going on with you that it's hard to see straight. I almost don't know necessarily if you have the focus, enough healthy focus on a partner. There's several career cards here. One of them is the Nine of Pentacles. So you or your partner can be very focused on work, focus on other things. We have the Eight of Pentacles here as well. if you're asking about a masculine, to me, they're very heavily work focused. We have both the King of Wands showing up position of emotions and a Nine of Cups dude. Both of them are connected to the Eight of Pentacles. So both of them, to me, it's very heavily work focused. So if you're in a relationship, you or your partner could be very heavily work focused at this time. Some of you are actually, I don't know how this reading is going to apply to you in this, if this is the case, but some of you are actually going through a divorce, or like we have the Justice plus the Tower, and to me that's a divorce. So you might, like, the paperwork might have been filed recently, or you might have recently contemplated going through a divorce or something. To me, it's like, either if it hasn't happened already, I feel like it's going to happen for many of you who are watching, who are in a partnership that is married. This is not going to be for everyone, but essentially anytime the Tower and Justice come up, to me, that's straight up divorce. Unexpected divorce sometimes. It's unexpectedly like, well, I want to, people ask, they say, well, I want a divorce, I want to get out of this relationship. But generally, in order to get to that point, there's a buildup. There's something that comes before it. So yeah, we have the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups is having options. This is third-party situations. So again, there could have been a question about cheating. There could have a question about third-party situations. There could be a question about infidelity on both sides. It just depends on the situation, obviously. And it might not be the case where there's actual, people... This gets into, shades of gray as far as, what is cheating, okay? Your partner might have been texting somebody, might have been Snapchatting somebody, might have been messaging somebody on IG, okay? So is that cheating? Some people don't even consider that cheating. Other people would consider that cheating. It just depends on your perspective and point of view. Obviously, if you're religious and you follow church stuff, then it's going to be a whole different set of rules, okay? Romance is a completely different set of rules within the church. So essentially, I feel like for most of you, this is a situation in which, there might have been texting or whatever that led to actually sleeping with somebody. We have the Four of Swords here, and she's not wearing very much. And to me, that's regret. Maybe they, you or your partner slept with somebody and it was regretful. It led to some regret, where maybe it's something that they didn't want. They ended up not regretting that they did. But still, it led to this divorce. It led to the trust being broken. For some of you, I definitely am seeing IG messaging. I don't necessarily feel like that's going to be applicable for everyone, though. I definitely see you or your partner getting attention from multiple people. Does not necessarily mean it's all feminines. I don't necessarily feel like it's all female, but I feel like your partner, whoever's watching, you or your partner is getting attention from other people outside the marriage, outside the relationship. Specifically those of you who are married, I feel like your partner gets attention from other people. They might or may not text them. They might or might not flirt with them. They might or might not engage in communicating with them. But for most of you, those of you who are about to go through a divorce or going through a divorce, there was some sort of infidelity where somebody actually slept with somebody else. Now, again, there's all different kinds of technicalities here when it comes to talking to other people. And I've had interesting conversations, with guys before about cheating, about what is it to cheat, and it's so easy to cheat, with a cell phone, because you can just get on there and start talking to somebody. And that is cheating for most people. But I don't necessarily, I feel like there's also intentionality. I feel like some people take it to a kind of an extreme point where they won't have any conversation with the opposite sex at all, regardless, even if it's just friendship for real, and block everything out, and it becomes very isolating. I think that there's there's the extreme of the person in a relationship that's truly isolated and they don't have any other friends, and the person that's in the relationship that's talking to everybody and sleeping with everybody, and like, there is no boundaries, there's no rules. It's like a free for all. So, okay, and there's all these other, categories in between of like, maybe talking to people, sexting some people, maybe talking to others and sleeping with others, maybe having friends with benefits kind of situations, and some, it could be even just like talking to people, but like, and not actually getting physical, but the flirtation is there, or just the excitement is there, or the emotional affair is there. There's the Nine of Cups here, and to me the Nine of Cups can indicate like some kind of emotional, what I would say like an emotional affair, or like some kind of emotional tie to somebody else. Do I feel like everybody's going to be in the same boat here? No. I feel like most people that are watching, I would say, are going through something in which there was some kind of thing that happened outside of a relationship which led to regret. And if there was a breakup, I feel like this breakup is pushing a person to become free of this relationship, like embrace their freedom. I feel like in some way the masculine at some point has become suffocated by this relationship. And I feel like the feminine, it has become exhausted by this relationship. So, issues with boundaries, issues with feminine giving too much, masculine not doing enough, issues where feminine is, doing all the emotional labor, doing all the work. The masculine also, not picking up the slack, really putting in there the emotional work, time and effort to really connect. Growing apart, becoming distant, things like that. I feel like what's going to be the most damaging and the most hurtful from something like this is, to me, it feels like a loss of something that was once very beautiful and special. So like at one point, the relationship was very beautiful, I want to say. Maybe there was a strong friendship, or maybe there was a strong things in common, or maybe, you guys enjoyed being together or something. And it just feels like a loss. It feels like a horrible loss because for whatever reason, you guys got to this juncture and you're not able to even really, it's like you can't take it with you. It's basically what I'm seeing. It's like it's drifting away. It just feels like a loss to me. Now, you might actually have multiple things going on. So like you ultimately could be going through a divorce, but also have lost somebody within your family. This could be the death of a family member. I feel like it could be like a grandparent that was probably quite old. I want to say like somebody in their 90s, even close to like 100. This is somebody who's older and probably had been in and out of hospice, or at least to the point where they were just at their time. Their time had, was about to pass there. So it's like, okay, so multiple things are going on. I also feel like the Three of Cups can be also a card about community, can be about being social, going out, maybe going for tea or coffee with people, hanging out, going for drinks. Those of you watching, you might have a vibrant social life, but the stuff going on at home is not healthy. There's something that's going on within your partnership that's not healthy. Now, if you're single and you are watching this, then this could be something else entirely that has to do with legalities of some sort. Most likely within some sort of estate situation, or some sort of a situation where maybe you were, it could even be like personal injury as well, like where you were injured, any kind of thing where you're like taking legal action, against someone. I don't necessarily feel like those of you who are single, this is going to be drawn out. I feel like it's going to be over pretty quickly within, I would say, 4 months. It's going to go by fast. My guides are confirming 4. I'm also seeing 3. Things with legal stuff tend to be drawn out, but those of you who are single, I feel like this is most likely going to happen pretty quickly. That's what I'm seeing. There might be some residual like conflict regarding this, but I don't think that it's going to be forever. This is the Five of Swords as the outcome. It is very challenging to go through a breakup or a divorce because that leaves people without the kind of funding that they need, like when they were together. So it's split, you're no longer going to be able to split the bills, or maybe you split off into separate households. But this time when you split off into separate households, there's more bills because either you're not getting the income from a partnership, or maybe there's kids involved. There's different factors, but I definitely feel like there's some kind of element of survival mode or conflict around split resources or shared resource. Now, if you're single, I'm going to read just in case you're single, what I'm seeing here. Okay. I see a strong focus on career, and I do see this survival mode energy for those of you who are single. I do feel like there's going to be improvements in your career, or changes within your career, because we have the Death card here later in time. And I actually feel like, strangely, your love life is tied into your career somehow. Meaning you're going to have a change within your love life as well, around the time that you have changes within your career. That's what I'm seeing. Changes within finances as well. More income coming later, which should be a nice change for a lot of you. I feel like there's real need. I feel like there's a need for community, and there's a need to have positive social interactions. We have this Four of Swords, which is about like taking a rest, putting down the sword, not having conflict. And but it's also like, you can see it to me, it's like I envision her laying in bed, and we have the Three of Cups, then they're out partying, they're out drinking, they're out being social, they're hanging out with their friends. So, there's a contrast here. There's lots of contrast here. We have, especially for singles, but those of you who are in a couple, this may resonate as well. The contrast of the social life versus feeling isolated. The contrast of having to take legal action versus somebody just doing something that you need to get done, or like doing the right thing. Being free of the justice system, being free of ties that bind you. And the contrast also would be, this positive Eight of Pentacles and this Five of Swords energy, which Eight of Pentacles is, you're working, money's coming in, maybe you're doing some work on the computer, you're communicating with different people, and it's all healthy. And then we have the Five of Swords energy, where it's unhealthy, it's toxic, it's, conflict, it's things that aren't necessarily going your way, it's words that maybe you don't mean. So it's just contrast. There's a lot of contrast in this reading. Because there's a lot of people, but they're not connecting up, I'm going to go ahead and say that a lot of you want to know what's going on with your love life, but there really isn't any. In order for me to read couples, there has to be some relationship, some people that show up as a couple. So I'm going to pull some other cards and see what I got. I'm just going to pull like 2 pairs here and see what I got here. Some of you are trying to revive like a dead relationship. This is what I see. Because we have the Four of Cups, and to me this is being checked out. Checked out. Texting. Then we have the Judgment card, which, you know, it's almost like nothing can get through. If you're in a relationship, you might have issues with communication. Like someone could be ignoring you, ghosting you, not talking to you, stonewalling you, whatever. This is like, you know, you calling them and not getting through. You texting them and not getting through. Nothing's happening. No action. It's just air and water here. We also have this Page of Swords and the Three of Two person, but he or she is looking this way, and she's not even really looking, she's looking down at the little gosling that she's holding. So this to me speaks of single parenting and or soon to be single parenting, and or you might be in a relationship and have a child with a person, but to me you're very checked out. Both sets to me seem very checked out. Not a lot of good healthy communication, not a lot of like connecting as like a couple. I just don't even know if I would say, if I was doing a reading, I'd ask you if you're actually in a relationship, because it doesn't feel like it. I actually meet people all the time that do not feel like they're in relationships. And I think it's because they're checked out. They're checked out of the relationship they're in, either because the relationship is so toxic or because it's become kind of like automatic, or like you're on autopilot, or like nothing really changes. You can't really do any wrong. You're kind of just sitting there and it's kind of festering, but it's just like nothing's really happening. And like people can stay in these types of relationship for a very long time, where nothing really changes and nothing really happens and it's really status quo. So you might be in a relationship where it's really status quo, but it might be really boring too, like really boring, where nothing happens. You guys do not maybe even do date night. You do not even really care about doing date night. I would say too, you know, if the fire's dead, if the fire's gone, then, you know, I'm not even sure what the point is anymore. Like, I mean, there's all different kinds of couples, but like, to me, this is a real yawn. And I say that not to be mean to anybody, but because, even though, yeah, like, relationships aren't only about one element, it's not going to go anywhere if there's no fun, if there's no sex, if there's no of the goods, none of the good stuff. It's just going to be basically a contract between you and somebody else. Now, everybody's entitled to have whatever they want. If, you know, and there are some people in life that really just do not care about love at all. They will absolutely be with somebody just for the money. And honestly, if I was looking at, if this was a reading, if I was in a private reading, I would question. I would be like, what is your relationship about? Is it about security? Is it about money? Because I'm not seeing what I need to see with these cards here. And maybe at one point there was chemistry. And maybe at one point there was dating. And maybe at one point there was healthy communication, but I don't see that right now, so I can't say that that's there. I definitely feel like someone is going to be falling in love, because we have this Ten of Swords here with this Lovers, and that to me is falling in love. Maybe you're still in love with a partner. Now this is again contrast to what I was saying over here, because I definitely feel like someone is in a relationship that's to someone who's checked out, who absolutely is just not even there. They're like living in their own, I don't know, dream bubble, or like they're in their own world. They're not checked into what's going on. They're not checking in with their partner. They're not checking in maybe with other people. They might not even have a lot of friends. There's not a lot there. It almost feels like, and I'm just going to say this, that this couple has had issues with pills, has had issues with substances, has had issues with wanting to check out completely. The thing is that, you know, to me, I was going to say it's kind of like a result of trauma. It feels like this relationship, whatever's happened here, for whatever reason, this is a result of trauma. Because it's sort of like the person that, like, if you scream at them, nothing happens. So I don't feel like they're really checked in. And there's nothing you can do for a person who's checked out that badly. If somebody's checked out that badly, then yeah, this is where they have to help themselves, or they need to get help, or they need to understand that they cannot remain checked out and stay in a relationship, because that's not a relationship. There's two kinds of people in this world that there's the person that longs for connection and is really hyper checked in, and the person who longs to check out. And I would go as far as to say like 75% of Americans are all checked out. 75%, maybe 80. I don't know. You guys are going to have to let me know in the comments of how many percentage you think of America is checked out. But essentially, people that want to check out, or don't care about their partner, or don't care about their relationship, and like the rest of people are longing for a connection, but they can't find it, they can't get it, they're isolated, they feel depressed, they're alone. It's like, why can they not have whatever everybody else is having? But the rude awakening is everybody else is not having it. Everybody else is checked out. So there's something here to really be thinking on. If you're the person that's checked out in a relationship, then this is a time to really ask yourself the question why, and figure that for you and for everybody else around you. And because if you're not going to check back in, then it's time to go sit on a rock somewhere and figure out what is going on. And ask questions. Ask yourself questions. What is it that you want? What are your goals? Where are you going in life? And try to figure that out. Going back to these two people here, or this person here, about falling in love. To me, it's a falling in love, and I'm seeing like a couple that I know that is still in love. So the person who's about to fall in love, you're going to be in love for a very, very long time. Yeah, to me it's healthy relationship, healthy partnership, healthy communication, healthy relationship that's going to go somewhere. You're probably going to get married, move in together. You know, it's just like a lot of ducks in a row. You could have a family, and there might be kids already. It could be a blended family. To me, it's very, very happy. Like these couples, it's hard to be a single parent, number one. And anybody who you're dealing with that's checked out, it's the most painful, I've learned this, it's the most painful relationship to have, is to have a relationship, or try to have a relationship to someone who's checked out. It's just harmful, damaging, and hurtful, because the person who's checked out does not realize what they're doing to everybody else. And if you're dealing with someone who's checked out, then it is time absolutely to move on from them. Because you can't, like, to me, there's like a lot of saving and fixing and like recycling happening here. Sagittarius, Pisces, like Virgo energy. I mean, it's just a lot of trying to fix it, trying to make it better, trying to change the situation. Now, those of you who are single, that could be applicable in some way. You could be dealing with people who are checked out. And I have to say, like, going back to what I said about the pills and about America and about people who are checked out, there's a lot of people who are taking things, and you wouldn't even realize exactly how many people are taking things, but it's a lot. So the expectation is, I think, in relationships is for a person to be checked in. The question is, the hard part is, are they really going to be later down the line? And do they even know what that means? So these are questions. I'm asking some very hard questions today. This is going to be a challenge for everybody. I'm going to leave off here. I think I've analyzed this pretty well. Hopefully this has given you guys some insight. I've got to get going because my phone's about to die again. So I send everybody big hugs, big kisses, and I will talk to you guys soon. All right, take care. All the best. Bye, guys.